Welcome to this three-part overview of IBM SPSS statistics. IBM SPSS statistics is a leading, easy-to-use analysis package. It contains a very comprehensive set of statistical procedures, a number of built-in techniques and routines for data preparation, as well as sophisticated reporting and pattern discovery capabilities, and powerful visualization techniques and support for a wide range of data types and data volumes. This three-part overview focuses on the primary elements of successful analytics, beginning with data acquisition and formatting, i.e. bringing data into SPSS statistics and formatting it. Secondly, looking at data manipulation and transformation, i.e. preparing the data and making sure that it's ready for data analysis, before finally looking at analysis itself and deploying the results out to the wider business. Let's begin the demonstration by addressing the first of these tasks, the area of data acquisition and formatting. We can look at how IBM SPSS statistics tackles those requirements. In this first section of the demonstration, we're going to show you how you can read an Excel file into SPSS statistics. So here we have the SPSS statistics application showing an empty data editor ready to receive an SPSS file, or in this case a third-party file format, namely Microsoft Excel. Note that under the file menu up here we can actually read other file types as well. We can read data directly from IBM Cognos. We could read text data, things like comma-separated data files or tab-separated data files. We could connect directly to a database using the Open Database wizard here. Start the database wizard and connect to a database of some supported file format such as SQL or Oracle. But in this case we don't need to do that. We can simply go to File, click Open, and click on Data. Note that it looks by default for SPSS SAV files. These are the SPSS native file types, but in this case we're going to read an Excel file. If I switch the file format to Excel, and also note that there are other file formats that we can call here, such as SAS or Stata files or Lotus worksheet files. If I click to Excel, I can point it to the file which we're hoping to read in, which is called employeedata.xls. And to do so, all I need to do is highlight that file type, click Open, and it offers me the opportunity to read either the entire file or just a range of the data within the worksheet. In this case I'll read all of the data. Click OK and it reads the data in. Now you can see that the data we've read in here from the Excel file appears simply as raw data. It doesn't have any real formatting or what's known in SPSS statistics as dictionary information associated with it. And if I want to clean it up a little bit and format it correctly, there are a number of ways in which I can do that. But if I was starting from scratch, apart from resizing the columns as I've just done, I can click on the Variable View tab down here and start adding in dictionary information. So for example, if we look at the field here, gender, we can see it's a string field. It has a width of 1, made up of the codes M and F for male and female. We might give it a nicer label. So we might say employee's gender. And instead of having it display simply M and F for male or female, to make our reports and our output a little bit more transparent and easier on the eye, we might attach some what are called value labels attached to that. So I might say the value M has the value label, rather like a little flag, male. I can add that to it. The value F has the label female attached to it. Click OK. Note that we have no missing values here, but for example, if we had the value X, for example, to denote missing values, we could actually tell it that X is actually a missing value, or even a blank is a missing value. In this case, we don't need it, but missing values are kind of an important part of the formatting of dictionary information. With regard to the measurement types, we don't need to really care about that too much at the moment. And the roles, again, not terribly important. But there are a number of other fields here, such as EDUC, minority job cat, which contain codes and which could also do with labels. And we could begin the process of manually labeling them as well. Before we do so, however, let's look at the data view and see what the effect is of attaching a label and some value labels to the gender field. Not much apparently happening, apart from the fact that we can see that suddenly, instead of saying M and F, we now have male and female. So that whenever we do some sort of analysis of that column, it won't simply appear as M and F, it'll appear as male and female. And we can actually switch those value labels on or off by clicking the value labels button up here. Also, note that when I move my cursor up over the header of the field here, it appears as employee's gender. So what about the other fields that we've got here? Are we going to have to manually define the dictionary information? Well, we might have to do that if we've never done it before. But if this analysis file that we're running is part of a regular analysis, and we've actually already done this in the past, I can show you how we can use a previously formatted file to attach the formatting dictionary information to the current target file. And that's what we'll do in the next example. So if you want to see how we can use a previously defined file as our dictionary information, or as our file to format this current file, I can show you an example of one that we've created already. So if I just open a SPSS file here, I've got one simply called employee sample for dictionary.sav, and you'll see that it only requires me to have one row of data in it. When I look at the variable view, it's actually, everything's already formatted. So that entire row here we're looking at each of the individual columns. Here's the information about those columns, the label. Here are the value labels attached to it. So we look at job cat, for example, here has the label employment category. So when we do a chart or something like that, it appears as 1, 2, and 3 for the labels custodial, clerical, custodial, and manager appear rather than the codes 1, 2, or 3. And I can actually use this as a dictionary file and attach the information from this file to the Excel file. So I'll read the Excel file in again. We can do that very quickly. Switch to Excel, click open. There's the Excel file read in again, and we'll use this previous one row file as a data dictionary, and we can call that file and its properties over by clicking on the data menu and selecting copy data properties. Browse to where that file was, which is simply called employee sample for dictionary.sav. Click next, and here you can see that how it's matching it is by the field names. It's going to tell me what it's going to attach to. It's going to attach these different variable labels. I can control what aspects or what properties of the dictionary file I want to attach to my current target file. I'll attach everything. So I click next and hit finish. We can immediately see that this file has now been formatted and is ready for analysis. So that's really the first part of our series of tasks. We need to read the data in. We've successfully read in the data from a third-party format, and we've successfully formatted it using a previously defined file. In the next section, we can look at how we can manipulate and transform the data to get a little bit more out of it, to create some new fields in order to make our analytics a lot more successful, a lot richer in insight.